Hi, Meridith here from Fenetex. Today I'm talking with Charles Cox, who's president of the Seavin group of restaurants and wineries here in Florida. He's also the owner of the San Sebastian Winery here in beautiful downtown historic St. Augustine. Charles, thanks so much for joining us to talk about your patio transformation here at San Sebastian. We'd love to hear a little bit about what you think.
Thanks for having me. We've been looking for a way to cover this space and deal with all of the issues that come with the seasons in Florida. And so literally, it's been probably 25 years we've been looking for options. And the options just weren't there in the United States. Europe, they were there, but here not so much, until your company came along. Underneath us was the original building that was built in 1924 by Henry Flagler as part of the East Coast Railway buildings. We purchased it in 1996, renovated it into the original winery that we opened, and then in 2001 we added on to it, tripling the size and having access to the roof of what was the original building that we're standing on right now. And so we had bar and restaurant and banquet facilities inside. The biggest problem is it wasn't a covered space, and as you know, in Florida, that's not really a good option. It sounds like a good option until you get into the rainy season, and then not so much. Being in Florida and this close to the water, you have a lot of wind issues, obviously a lot of storms that pop up. So in addition to stopping the rain coming through and blowing into the space, it also cuts down the wind significantly. And coming up from behind me up the river is where the wind usually comes. When it would become inclement, we didn't have a choice. People left immediately. And so now they don't. Everything closes up tight and they just sit there and enjoy the experience. What you can probably see in the background, it's completely covered now with a louvered system that opens and closes, as well as the screens on the side that come down automatically and basically encloses the space and makes it weatherproof essentially. It allows you to enjoy the space when it is nice, because that's what you want with an outdoor space, is people to enjoy the outdoors. But sometimes it's not, and in Florida that's about half the time. And so you get to close it up, everybody continues to enjoy the space, and then when it clears back out, you open it up again. People that come back that haven't seen it, the first thing they look around and they think, oh my gosh, this is great. This space used to take 15, 16 heaters to actually, on a cool night, keep it warm. But you were really only warm if you were sitting right next to the heater. When we can close this entire space up, walls and everything, and put heaters out here, it takes probably 4 or 5 heaters to heat the whole space, and it keeps it warm. And that's a benefit that we probably weren't necessarily expecting, but we're really glad we got. What sold us on Fenetex specifically was the durability was unbelievable. We're in Florida. The weather here takes a beating on every single aspect of this building. And so with hurricanes, wind, etc., we needed a product that was going to last and be appropriate for the space, and we certainly found that.
So here at the San Sebastian Winery in St. Augustine, the Fenetex screens come with a lifetime warranty, which is critically important because we're right here on the water. So they've got all kinds of elements coming in. Those springs act to make sure that the screens are self-adjustable, keeps the tension nice and smooth so the screens always look good, but it also allows them to adjust to changing conditions in the weather. So if it gets windy, hot, cold, those screens always stay smooth and looking great. Charles, thank you so very much for spending time with us today and telling us about your experience here with Fenetex.
Glad to.